I was gonna do a live, but I can't. But I plan to this weekend. But knowing my memory, no, I do plan on doing one. Um, in this video, I wanted to talk. Well, I have two things on my mind, and I just couldn't decide which to do. Um, was I going to do mental illness and being treated like your child, or mental illness and, well, more like bipolar, specifically, possibly unipolar depression and mood enhancing events? So I'm gonna put these two. This is mood enhancing and this is being treated like a child. So, but then if you have princess chapstick, okay, I'm gonna spin this thing. Okay, and we pointed at being treated like a child, mental illness and being treated like a child. I know a lot of you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It is infuriating when it happens. Just because I'm off. If if my mood is really off and there really is something wrong going on, I'm still an adult in there. And I expect to be treated as such, regardless of how much I am not making sense or being rational. If there are times when it's not good for you to maybe make certain decisions, I know that sometimes when people are going into a mania, hypomania, they will hand over credit cards and such, which probably doesn't help any nowadays because these things, online shopping memorizes everything. and anyway, so I guess you would have to have someone turn off some control that you have or don't have for Amazon and eBay and all of those. But anyway, just because we're asking for assistance or just need assistance and maybe we aren't asking, doesn't, like, I'm gonna say like a lot because it's really hard to put this into words. When I was when I went to nursing school, we learned and talked about when you are working with people that are older seniors, not to say things like honey and dear and those kind of phrases, and because you don't want to treat them like a child. Um, Even if they're confused and wondering and don't know who you are or their family is, you should always treat them with the respect of an adult that has been on this earth for many, many years, probably longer than you. And so the same goes for people with mental illness. Just because sometimes we need help, or we have to take a break from making decisions, I have times where I am like, I can only cope with so much right now. What is absolutely necessary for me to deal with, and I can let the rest slide until I am feeling more up to being able to make decisions, pay attention, think through problems. And if it's something, usually I ask for help when, well, I have trouble making decisions because I have trouble finding the thoughts that are in my brain and bringing them to the forefront and putting them next to the other option, and weighing them. It takes me, even normally, that I think started after the ECT, but I, like, for example, the cereal aisle. I'm usually with my mom, and I seem to be able to make decisions faster when I'm alone or I have the luxury of time, which is what I prefer. I don't like to be rushed, and if it takes me a freaking half hour to pick out my cereal, I don't mind, but somebody else might be in a hurry that I'm with. So I'm just like flat out asking, should I get this because it's got that, or should I get this because it's got that, and get their input, just so we can move on. But I prefer to do it on my own, even if it takes me longer. I can do adult things. I do adult. I work, and I have my own business organized. It's a small thing, but I haven't made a mess of it yet. I have tricks and stuff to keep me from forgetting things, but should I do this or should I do that is always difficult for me, and I don't like to be rushed. And I can give two examples. When I was first diagnosed, everyone in my world treated me like a child except my doctor. My fiance at the time, when I went to live with my mom, she did. She tried to control my meds, and like I was a kid, and you're not doing that, you can't do that, give me that. And so after therapy, I had to say, you're gonna have to let go. If I need your help, I will ask for it. And these are the specific things I would like if you notice to tell me, and I will take the proper measures and keep you updated on any important information like medication changes, because I think that if you have a mental illness, there should be at least one person that knows your stuff, and what you can take, can't take, what you're on, what side effects, all that business. And so I had to finally say that. Well, now I have this new problem, and hold on a sec. Okay. So, for example, way back then, I was getting really frustrated with her and her controlling every little thing. It was like she got some kind of thrill out of it being able to boss me around. Like, not even with the respect of a child, but. And I was really mad. I was like, excuse me, I just came up and down the stairs. I'm going back to Kansas City. This is when I had lived in Kansas City, and then I went to St. Louis to live with my mom, and I was just like, I'm going back to Kansas City. And my mom was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, what do you mean? I can go anywhere I want. She's like, no, you can't. I have your keys. And I'm like, fine, I'll take the train. Because she was like, how are you going to get there? Drive there. No. I have your keys. And it was just like really weird. Like, go find something else to get off on than telling me what I'm going to do and not do. It was very disrespectful and hurtful. I don't like being babied, treated like a child. Sure, I don't know. Comforting. So I started to associate comforting with being treated as something less than or lower than, someone who couldn't hold their own, as a weakness. So I have, when someone comforts me, well, first of all, I don't like certain people to see me upset, because I don't want to be comforted by them, because I associate that with weakness and having been initially treated as someone who was not a mature adult. I mean, what other illnesses would you treat people like that? And so, so now I don't like to be, now I'm like, if I get upset, I hold it in. If I get angry, I hold it in. And I only cry now when I'm walking my dog at night or something where nobody sees and there's no evidence. And if you watch my old videos, it's so funny. In every one of them, I start bawling. I was like crying. So if you want to see someone ugly cry over and over, watch my old videos. That's because I feel comfortable with you guys, because you guys know what I'm talking about. Well, I had like a little flashback the other day. See, I have new problems besides bipolar. In fact, bipolar disorder is the least of my problems right now. I'm having GI problems. I have to see a GI doctor and have tests. I have my dental crap because I don't know, I grind and clench and who knows what else. I don't know what's happening. I wear something anyway. I don't want to go into my teeth, but I'm saying it is costing me a lot of money, and that bothers me. But one thing I'm having a lot of trouble with is the tremor in my arms. It has made it's called essential tremor, and I have it in well, it's worse when I do any sustained activity where my muscles are really engaged. Like, say, if I did push ups, sanding a tree branch, lifting something heavy and carrying it into the house. I trimmed the tree limbs a couple weeks ago, and my hands are like shaking. Well, it happens in my legs too, and I feel unsteady. But besides feeling unsteady and having trouble picking things up and messing with pieces of paper, it has weakened my strength in like my hands and wrist and forearm, and I drop things all the time. And I also have tardive dyskinesia, which causes muscle jerks. And so things are dropping and flying, and I'm trying to get a piece of tag off of the post-it note off of something, and I'm like getting frustrated, and I would ask her for just to get it done because I wanted this post-it note, you know, and my hands were shaking. Or I don't. Anyway, a turkey vulture flew into my car while I was driving and destroyed my side rear view mirror. Excuse me. And all the pieces stayed, but it was like mangled, just hanging there. And I didn't want to pay. I wanted to see if it could be pieced back together and not have to pay. And it was one of those jobs where someone was going to have to hold it together while the other person worked with duct tape and whatever. And so I asked my mom if she could help me. And instead of helping, you know, because I'm like, well, this piece looks like it goes here, there was this rubber piece, and she went into the house to do something, and I was looking at it, and I'm going, well, I think it's the same shape, same size. It looks like it would go in there. I think this piece goes here. And she came back out, and she said, I said, it's this piece looks like this other piece that it fits in, and they both have this greasy stuff on it. And I think it's supposed to pop in there. And she grabbed it out of my hand and said, "Give me that." But with more, like, demeaning kind of tone. And I was like, dude, you can just leave. Just go, I was just like stunned because I hadn't heard that tone of voice since when I was first diagnosed. And so it really actually hurt my feelings quite a bit. And so now I'm reluctant to ask her to help me with anything if she's gonna be all grabby and, no, it doesn't, give me that. That, I don't know, worse than even a child. Like, don't be so stupid. That kind of tone. And I didn't know what to make of it because I don't really know where it came from. I'm like, I help with all kinds of stuff. I help you. What's the big deal of helping me? Why should I get an attitude? And I just have to say that it really hurt my feelings because I felt like not just child being treated like a child, but even you would, behaving that way to a child even would be not okay. And it's all in the tone. You know what I mean? The tone, the words aren't always bad, but the tone and the action of the body let you know that this, I don't know, was she put out because I asked her to help? But it truly was not something a person could do by themselves. You needed like 4 hands to hold the thing together in place. And to go and get a brand new one put on would have cost, who knows, 200 or 400. And it's a paid off car that I'm not gonna do that, but I know you have to have a side view mirror. And I did find that when I was driving, I did miss it. So what do I do now? Do I not ask for help anymore? So I don't have to go through that again? Do I say something? Because the other option is to just let it happen, and I'm not gonna do that. I would rather struggle than have someone help me with that kind of attitude, which leads me to believe that that mindset is still in there. And this can be your parents, this can be your significant other, this could be your doctor. At least I know my I see a nurse practitioner. And she knows I know my, you know, that I know well enough what to report, what, you know, that I know my disorder and how my particular self presents the disorder, and to make decisions and suggestions and what to report, you know. And I haven't been in the hospital in many years. Over 10, 13, 14, possibly 15 years. So obviously I have control of that. I mean, I still have my moods, of course, but not like in the beginning. So and I'm running my own dog training business. So, and I train my own service dog for real, not just, oh, I have a service dog, he has a vest, and he is not, no, full on psychiatric dog train. And I work with people who are doing owner trained service dogs, only with people I know do have the need for, and I assist them in the dog training and guide them through what they need. And people who just have a new dog and they want basic training, I consult on behavior problems. American Kennel Club Canine Good Citizen Evaluator and Trainer. So I'm doing all of that without her help. So where does one get off being, I wish I could find the right word, not demeaning, but towards me over repairing a mirror. So I don't know, it was just really weird, and it just brought back a lot of feelings that I had to go through, and it kind of makes you wanna, okay, I'm gonna be the strong person that doesn't need anybody, and I can handle all of this. And and I also feel a little unappreciated. I really do go out of my way to make things easier for her. And I just don't get it. I don't get how you are fine in their eyes one day and you are now someone who cannot handle life decisions little decisions, big decisions, any decisions the next. I'm still that person that you knew before bipolar disorder. I'm still a person in here. I am not any disorder, any illness I may be going through. I am not that. For all of you who walk around saying I'm bipolar, or hear other people say I'm bipolar, correct them. It's not an adjective. There's a t-shirt out for that. It's a noun. It's a thing that you have. It's just one part. And it doesn't give anyone to treat you like you are not an adult, you are not capable. Maybe at the moment you are not, but when that's over, you are. You should be treated with respect. And shouldn't make someone feel like they can't show their soft side because it might be seen as a weakness. I mean, that's why I fired so many psychiatrists. I could go into a psychiatrist's office and one visit be like, no way. Because I want my psychiatrist to be my partner and not my parent. And listen to me when I say this and this is happening. So, anyway, I'm imagining that pretty much everyone watching this has been through this, at least in one instance. I'd be interested in hearing or reading how you handled the situation. Anyway, so that was that. I still have no idea if I'm going to bring it up or just sit with it, because I'm sure that now that I've talked about it here, I'll feel better. And if it happens again, I'm opening my mouth on the spot. I was just really surprised into silence. Like, where'd that come from? I hope you haven't, and I hope you don't. And if you haven't, just beware, because it might happen to you, someone. And like I said, it's not necessarily the words they use, it's the tone and the body language. So I suggest setting them straight right then and not waiting. Okay, so I will say goodbye, and I do plan on doing a live this weekend sometime. We'll see how things go.